OFC Podcast Radio.
Welcome to OFC Podcast Radio, where every beat, every word, and every laugh is a celebration of our journey. Join Gina the Great, your joy curator, Farrah Hammond Freeman, the head honcho, and me, Queen Kaya, your soul sister. Stay tuned for a dose of melanated excellence right here on OFC Podcast Radio. But before we do anything else, we're going to bless our show and the kings and queens listening.
Blessed melanated rising, my people. I'm so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to the ancestors for creating another opportunity for us to be able to get together today. And I ask that the time that we spend, let it be very uplifting, let it be fun, let it be entertaining. Most importantly, let it be empowering for each and every one of our listeners out there as we send out that spirit of love, light, unity, strength, great health, wealth, and peace. Hotep, amen, ashe, aïbabou. Béni soit l'Éternel.
That's funny.
I just felt like that's what I wanted to say at the top.
Well, fair warning, ladies and gentlemen. It has happened again. I am sick.
Wow. Oh my God.
And I'll say this, is that that's not how my week started. My week started differently. It was pretty calm for the most part, but I did have a wonderful experience at, I think it's Parpamain, I believe it's called. So they serve high tea.
Mm-hmm.
So they do the whole like the English high tea with the 3-tiered bites and stuff like that, and had some really good tea. And they have a vegetarian option, so I was super happy about that. And I really do recommend it. Actually, I went there with Crystal. Shout out Crystal. And we had a nice time. It was a nice time. We chatted. I felt sophisticated, but also just like it was a nice setting, and I appreciated a lot of the people who went there. Like, so I saw a few like mothers and their daughters, so doing a little tea time there. I saw some dates going on. I saw some family time going on. It was really nice. It was a class act. But then
one second. I was just checking my phone to see where my invitation was. I don't even see it. Where did you send it? You send it with WhatsApp or text message?
It wasn't for you.
Oh, okay. The way you're okay. I thought it was a thing. I was like, oh, I thought we were all gonna experience that. No,
this was just me and my friend doing a catch up.
Nice.
Okay, everything doesn't have to be about toi.
No, you're right.
Well, you're more than welcome the next time.
No, I'm not coming. I don't want to steal anybody. Go ahead.
Wow. Because and it's funny, we went, but we were also talking because we do we used to do it monthly, but I think we had agreed that we'll probably move it to every 2 months when we do our cooking or our cookouts. Mm-hmm. And we were gonna think about doing like a high tea time and doing that, but like honestly towards the end of the year, just a lot is going on, so I think we're just gonna refocus back on our cooking months in 2025. Yeah, this year I think we had maybe about like 5 or 6 of them, so I think that's a good cadence to keep on for next year. And if you have any suggestions on what we can do, because I was thinking of doing again, the high tea. I wanted to do a vegan one, especially during the summer, like really kind of do a vegan one. If you were doing like a cooking lesson, a monthly cooking lesson or whatnot, what would you like to explore? What would you want to do or make?
In terms of like what I would want to learn how to make?
Mm-hmm.
Can I learn how to make bus-up shot or roti? Are any of those on the list?
Well, so then that would be like, it would either be deciding to do Trini food or doing Caribbean, which, to be honest, we don't actually tend to pick places that we cook already. Like I already cook Trini and Haitian food, so.
Well, I didn't even know we were generalizing. I thought you asked me what I wanted to learn how to make, and I said bus-up shot and roti. You're generalizing and giving me.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I just projected my rules on you, and I didn't even give you all the rules before you
Yeah,
answered.
I clearly, because I'm like, oh well,
You're like, that's okay.
I
What
thought
I
it was what
wanted
I
to do
wanted to
better because that's all
eat.
you do. Oh, okay. I feel you. Yeah, I jumped on that. I overstepped on that. My apologies. So yeah, actually, muscle shot would be a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not easy to make. Not everybody knows how to make what's up shot. I was like, okay,
it's
who?
not easy. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I very much prefer just going to Hail Up Isma and getting. I'm not gonna
Trust
lie.
me. Why make the effort? Lord have mercy. She done mastered it.
Yeah, she's already making them. Come
She's
on
all,
now,
trust me, trust me. Where am I trying to? Who am I trying to jump into her sauce? Right.
right? And so, was that it? And there's nothing else that inspires you that you'd
Oh,
wanna make?
good question. Shit.
Have you ever been
Um.
to a restaurant and was like, oh my gosh, this is delicious. I wish I could recreate this. And it was like, I don't know, it was a Peruvian restaurant or Japanese or,
That's a really good question, Jane the Great. I have to say, like, it like the hmm. Wow, you're catching me like because I enjoy me a good lobster cooked in a bunch of different ways. So, but lobster is still lobster. You boil it, you take it out, you season it, and it's not,
well,
yeah.
sounds like to me you should try to do a seafood broil.
Okay, now we're talking, but that's the thing. I'm kind of finicky when it comes to the seafood. I'll have the lobster. The shrimp has to be cooked a certain way. I don't have mussels. I don't like anyways, I'm kind of
Normally seafood broils that I've seen, I'm sure you can put whatever you want in it, but I normally see like either like lobster, crab legs, and shrimp.
you
And
see,
then
I could
corn
bang
or
with that.
potato.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and corn, right. It's just my shrimp has to be made in a certain way. But anyways, so just to say, I
Yeah,
could
apparently you
like
got to make sure that you put the shrimp like super last, otherwise you're just gonna have like overcooked shrimp. And this is also coming from the vegetarian who eats none of that. But I know my way around the
Ooh,
kitchen. I ain't gonna hold you. So.
you know what? If I had to really think about it, I like me some New Orleans, like I don't even is it New Orleans or am I thinking
Asian
Cajun?
is Louisiana. That's New Orleans. Yep.
Okay, right. So all right. So all of that, 'cause I'm
The
thinking
seafood broil is definitely done. Like I mean, it's done in a lot of the South, but of course, NOLA and Louisiana is known for that too, for sure.
that's what's up. Okay, so yeah, so that's I would like to try something along those lines. That's where, yeah.
Well, then you should also hit up Crystal and see if I may sit that one out, or I just have to figure out how to make something vegetarian within that space. However, me being a vegetarian is my thing. I don't put that on anybody else. But when it comes down to seafood, that smell comes and like it hits me in my nose in ways that I just don't know how to explain.
It's not sexy. Got it.
No. And so it will cut my appetite. So I might have to sit that one out. But I do think that if you guys did that, that'd be a cool thing there.
Cool.
Anyway, other than that, I want to say, I'll be honest, I think I've been sick way too often this year. And I'm reflecting a bit on that because one, I realized and recognized that I did not take enough vacation this year.
Mm.
And I chose not to do so because I'll be honest, I was living a little in fear. I want to say that this year has been probably one of the most volatile year in the market. I think a lot of people can attest to that. There was very little job security for all, but a lot of people also did unfortunately lose their jobs this year and have been in a incline losing their jobs since about 20 end of 2021, 2022, and 2023. But I do think that this year it was pretty brutal. I want to say that next year we're seeing that the market is going to stimulate again, but because I rested on my fear as opposed to resting on my guides, who I know that throughout my whole career, when one door closed, another window opened, I was kind of like, oh well, let me not take my vacation because what happens if I'm part of this next cut? And so I do recognize now, whether it was conscious or unconscious, that I had a lingering fear this year, and because of that, I did not pay attention to my health. And the moment I have moments to be able to relax, so a lot of the times when I was traveling to go to different places, be it Toronto or whomever, I was contracting a lot of germs, and so I guess I've been more on my fight or flight this year as opposed to just it's cool. My guides got me. No matter what happens, I'll be good.
Hmm.
And so I'm definitely going to take that with me into the next year because I haven't been this sick in the last 3 to 4 years. Like, I mean, I had a solid 3 years where like I didn't have anything. And
Hmm.
this year, I broke my record.
Damn.
And so,
Yeah. And are you taking in black seed oil? Um,
look, I promise you, my
sea
speech,
moss?
they give me a whole other thing like the ginger, the lemon. I'm taking all of that, but like realistically speaking, no, I actually don't have any CMOS just yet. But like I have all the things to have to help you out, echinacea and stuff like that. Albeit I don't take echinacea every day, but I take it like they say as soon as you have that little tickle in your throat, you take it. And that used to call it last year. I did that. That nipped it in the butt right away. It wasn't functional because, like it or not, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter, or it didn't matter, I should say. I'll call it. I'll put it in the past. It didn't matter what I did this year, but because my undertone was always in fight or flight, my body was too busy trying to reassure me that, like, I got you. We're in survival mode, and so and these are my beliefs. So like, regardless of what. Like there's nothing like I have to come out of that mindset. And I'm out of it. I'm out of it now. It's just the problem is that I didn't take enough rest throughout the year and it's been a lot of work. And so now that we're at the tail end of the year and we're nearing like calmer waters, that's when, the fight or flight stops and then your vulnerability begins, right? And so I think I'm just catching it and I'm just gonna put it out there. This is the last time for this year or the foreseeable future. I'm definitely changing my mindset moving forward because this was not 2024 was not the year for it.
Amen. It's all about recognizing, acknowledging, and moving from there.
Yeah, so that was my week. How was yours?
Yo, I had a very up and down week, but it was a blessing nonetheless, as I like to say. We had our OFC event last week. So the launch, the card launch. Shout out to Ryan who came down from Toronto for it. Um, I know I gave him a shout out last week as well, but now I could really talk about it, like what he came to do and what he shared with the community. It was exceptional. So just shout out to Ryan and the whole ACBN community, and just for creating this space. And anybody now who's looking for access to funding, who has questions about funding, reach out to the OFC. Thanks to this partnership, we can now assist you even more in terms of getting access to capital. So that was really cool. It was great to be able to have the community come out and just share and just connect physically, because we don't necessarily get a chance to do it much these days. A lot of our meetings and activities are over Zoom. So it is just good to be able to just see each other and to connect on a physical. So that was really cool. The other thing, and I did share a lot about some new developments, so I want to encourage everybody, check out ofclink.com for all the recent updates. You'll be able to see the program, the new OFC program. You'll be able to find out more about the membership card and all your benefits. And I feel there's another thing, and you'll be able to read up on the collaboration, the new joint program between the OFC and ACBN. Yeah, so that's cool. So you guys definitely check that out. We also hosted the World Carnival last week, and again, for those who did not know what it was about, because I was receiving questions still like while it was going on, and again, all it was is an organization had a desire to support the cultural community scene by inviting other carnivals from different parts of the world to come together for a global carnival summit to share best practices, to share their experience. And I wasn't able to participate in all the workshops, right? And it was in a format where it was like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like it was a presentation kind of thing, but I can't remember the word. But it's not like a conventional Zoom meeting where you see all the guests and stuff like that. It's more like they're presenting. So it's like a panel and you have a bunch of panelists. They present and we just listen. So we weren't able to see what other guests were in there. My hope and prayer is that those from our Montreal entertainment scene participated, because Gina, when I tell you some of the things that so many people from, like, we had people everywhere from New Orleans Carnival, Italy, Jamaica, some reps from Trinidad were like, there was a bunch of different who's, like some of the huge mask makers had participated. And again, the whole goal was everybody share best practices, share their experiences. It was a great, great, great opportunity to network. So if people miss that, it's a shame. I just pray that people from our community was able to come out and benefit from it. At the end of the day, it ended up being a free event. Initially, there was a cost to it because there was an exuberant cost that we had to cover. But then at the end, we were able to make some changes. We got some help from some sponsors, and we were able to make the event free to the community. So that was awesome, and I was glad to be able to participate and to make this event available. Other cool things. So as you know, we've done the launch for the membership cards, and I'm really excited because it's picking up a momentum. All the members are engaging, they're contacting us, they're getting their cards. And again, if you have not gotten your card yet or requested your card, reach out to the OFC ASAP. For those who have taken the time to update your profiles, thank you for doing it. We appreciate you. If you haven't, please go ofclink.com and just make sure your profile is up to date. Thank you very much. We have, now Gina, I hope you're sitting down. We have so far, well, just from last week, so I only was able to connect with four of our members. But the point is, 4 locations now. When I say now, soon, from what we look at, it's going to be beginning of December. Members are going to be able to go and present their cards and get discounts at the Pub St. Pierre in Old Montreal. Yes, you are welcome. Round of applause, guys. You do not know what kind of favor I just did for you guys. The Pub St. Pierre in Old Montreal is exceptional. For those who are on the South Shore or who go across to the South Shore just to get bagels, now you'll be able to get a discount off of Brassard Bagels when you show your OFC membership card. Next, you have Kid Zone in LaSalle for those who want to bring your children out to go do a thing. And we have Jam Jerks, which is also a restaurant in NDG. But this is just the beginning, guys. Like, we're really going piece by piece. So we're going very organic. But by the end of it, you'll be able to pull up all the different places where you'll be able to go and get your discounts. Now, I had a very interesting conversation this week, and I want your feedback. When you think about the Black Panthers, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
When I think about Black Panthers, was the first thing that I guess revolution.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Were you expecting another answer?
No, there is no wrong answer. So
no, because you said, okay, like I need another, like I need more. I need to.
No. I just sorry. I'm all over the place with my punctuation today.
Okay.
I'm just pausing at weird times. But no, the reason I paused is because I was actually looking. I wanted to see what other people had said, because the reason I'm bringing this up is, again, perspective is something really amazing. And in conversating this week with another member of the community, we had mentioned the Black Panther Party. And I think I even mentioned that we have some members within the OFC that would like to actually recreate a Black Panther Party. And we're starting comme les démarches to see how we could help. And the reaction from this brother within the community was like, absolutely not. That is a terrible idea. Why would you want? And like, I love people's perspective and love opinion, so I'll always just listen to be like, cool. Now I see where you're coming from. I see your opinion and your perspective. But it's like, the mention of Black Panther, it's almost like it evoked such a weird energy from him that it made me really curious. And I was like, look,
sorry, how old was he?
He's like maybe in his 60s.
Right. So I think he might have a different viewpoint of that, because, and hopefully I'm not jumping on your point, but how the Black Panthers started and how it ended, and how, not to have to say it was easily infiltrated, but the like just introducing drug, which is not a small thing to introduce, don't get me wrong, but it crumbled. But my thing is that even towards the end, both Martin and Malcolm recognized and realized that they needed to be a bit more like each other. And to that point is that I think both the Black Panther Party and what Malcolm X, sorry, what the Malcolm X and Martin Luther were doing, it was completely two sides of the pendulum, and you needed something a bit more in the middle. And we needed Dr. Martin to be a bit more aggressive in his approach. And we could have had, well, again, I say Malcolm X, but Huey P. Newton, all of that, like the Black Panther Party could have been a little less radical in their approach. But again, that was at a different time than where we are today. We haven't eradicated racism, sure, but we are definitely not the same as when we were in that era.
Okay, and I think, and very very well said, very good point. What I had gotten from this brother is that the image of Black Panthers to him was militant anarchy, like rebel black group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then when I asked like some members within just the greater community, what came to me is, or what some of the things that were shared was they helped the community, not just people of color, but anyone who was being oppressed. They were for the people, by their people. I have breakfast for kids. I have revolutionary. I have caring. I have badass. I have self-sufficiency. I have commitment and togetherness. I have feeding and protecting children. They showed love to the Black community. Food program for women and children, and physics degrees. Okay, so now, so it really made me wonder, like, if we were to bring a Quebec Black Panther Party in, and respecting the true essence, right? And when I say true essence is because if you look at what the Black Panther Party was originally, so in terms of it being inclusive for everybody, advocating those things like that. There's some different groups now that are a lot more militant, that are a lot more like pro-black, all black, everything type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say the original Black Panther Party, I mean the original in the sense of the more inclusive approach.
Okay. But to do that, though, I think you cannot call it a Black Panther Party. At least I would not suggest to, because I want to play devil's advocate here.
Please.
And I'm going to say, if you look at it at face value, and the one thing that I will say that with these two groups that are not the same, you said the Black Panther Party helped whether you were black or non-black. It was just about oppressive people. However, that might be something that is known within the community, not like widely known. And if you want to look at it from face value, again, playing devil's advocate, I am not trying to compare and say that they are the same things, but if the person from the outside looking in who was not living in that situation, when you want to compare and contrast, well, you had the Black Panthers that said Black power, and then you had white supremacists that would say white power. You have one saying that, we have to recreate and support our own, and they're saying, well, we want America to be white again. And like, when if you start comparing certain rhetorics that they're using, now you and I both understand that the Black Panthers were doing it because we were being eradicated and murdered and all these things. But remember, everyone doesn't have that education. And so when you're just looking at it, and media will happily do that for you, it'll be like, well, these were just a bunch of radicals who wanted to go around with guns, and they were oppressive to the people. They just want to be outside of the law. And technically white supremacists do the same thing too. So to try to shed that negative association, I would say that it would be best to rename this type of group and be very clear about its values and its intent.
So I'm glad you're playing devil's advocate, because what's not clear for me is if the name Black Panther was powerful enough to, recreate a film after and a blockbuster film as well and have this and if we know that the origin of the Black Panther was to help. Now, because society or the system was really working towards trying to tarnish the name and the brand, or like, are we not doing the legacy and ourselves a disservice by not leveraging what the power of the Black Panther Association?
Well, let me give you one word to that.
Yeah.
Swastika.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as we know the origins of what the swastika was before Hitler,
Mm-hmm.
realistically speaking, in the era that we are in now, you just got to let that go. If 100, 200, 300 years from now, we can kind of just say, hey, the true meaning about this symbol is about, peace and all these different things. Cool. But as you know, you're the creator of your reality. So if if their reality is this symbol, this name or whatnot right now actually symbolizes something that is negative. I'm not saying the Black Panther, I'm still using the connotation for the swastika.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the common agreement across the board that when you see somebody who's wearing a swastika today, you are not thinking peace.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing that when you have a skinhead or a neo-Nazi who's wearing a swastika. That's not like, oh, I know why you're wearing that, but that really means peace. That's not what it is. And until we can eradicate that space, and if it goes back to that true meaning, or you find new symbolizations to have that, everything like you give things meaning, right? And so I know like you can do the same thing with something new that people can appreciate and that does not have baggage to it.
Okay.
If we want to get through it faster. And and again, like now you think Black Panther, yes, actually you think movies. And actually, matter of fact, because I know what our show is when you're telling me the Black Panther, well, because you said Black Panther Party. Yes, true.
Yeah.
Black Panther Party. But if you just tell me Black Panther, I would have said Wakanda Forever.
Yep. No, and the thing is, I definitely appreciate that perspective. And it is something where when we do get to that point, because I'm not here to tell the group if a group wants to recreate a Black Panther Party, I personally am not here to tell them I don't think it's a good idea. I actually don't think it's a bad idea at all, but I do understand everybody's perspective, right? And so and again, it'll be up to the community to decide, do they want to stand behind this initiative? Do they like the concept, but they want to change the name? Now, if it wasn't for actually recreating the essence of what the Black Panther Party is, technically the OFC already exists, and the OFC does things exactly like how the Black Panther used to operate, but we are not branded as the Black Panther Party, right? But for the people who actually want to bring back that essence of the Black Panther Party, I'm here for it, and I totally understand why. And maybe it is to understand what the purpose of this new initiative is, because there's two sides.
If your intent is to bring more good than having to defend, and I'm not saying they're going to have to defend the name,
The brand, right?
Just because you said someone had a visceral reaction to it,
Right? Yeah. But
that the same way how you could have turned around and been like, no, OFC's is Neo Black Panther Party, so the OFC is it's the Neo BPP, yeah, the BPP. Right?
I get it.
But you didn't do that, and to that point, you don't have to dig up old bones to have to build new legacies.
Right. I 100. So yeah, no, I think it's very, very, very interesting conversation. Very, very powerful thing. So I just want to remind some people of some upcoming dates we have. So I had mentioned it briefly, but we have the town hall meeting coming up. Now, we had to update the date of the town hall meeting. Because one of the things that we like to do within the community is just to ensure that we are supporting each other in our initiative. So on the 1st of December, our brother Big Will has a comedy show. And so now so with that, we're going to have our community town hall meeting on the Monday, which is December 2nd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And the subject is grants versus community funding, community funded. What is our focus for 2025? And again, because we are on this initiative where it is really important for us to pool our capital together for us to be able to have that independence financially. Now, with that being said, I think it's also important that you all understand that it's equally as important to make sure that the government is giving us what is due, right? Because yes, we could do a certain amount of things independently, generating, a couple $100,000 or whatever, a couple $100,000 a year as a community organization. But the amount of change that we could have a lot quicker with the millions of dollars that we're entitled to is like night and day. So it's important that I give you guys that perspective, because where the OFC is as a community organization, it's important for us as a community to strive for our financial independence at the stage that we are in. But that does not negate or take away from any community initiative out there or community organization who is getting grants in order to run their operations. Because like we had discussed last time, some organizations should be receiving grants, are entitled to grants, and benefit from the grants. So we want to make sure we continue to get that. And with that, I do want to remind you guys that there's a petition going on right now that I really encourage everybody to sign, not just business owners, also the individuals out in the community, because we are benefactors of these grants. Although we don't receive the money directly, these grants that help to build the capacity of our organizations bless us. These grants that build the capacity for these business owners so that they could create jobs for our children bless us. So guys, we also need to be doing our part in terms of advocating to ensure that these funds are available. So check out Group 3737 so that and support them in the petition that they have going on. Also, we're hosting another membership card pickup party. It's funny. It's a tongue twister. On the 8th of December, it's going to be a small little event at the Fun Zone for members to be able to swing by and come pick up their cards. We're doing it at Fun Zone so that the members could come out with their children and have a little activity and stuff like that. So that is going to be on the 8th of December from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's no cost. Just come pick up your cards, come network, come have a good time as members, and you could head back home. Last but very far from least, we have December 28th. We are hosting a Kwanzaa event. So for anybody who's out there, we are putting together a small committee. So we need like 3 to 5 people to help with the coordination of this year's Kwanzaa celebration. So if you are interested in getting involved and participating in any capacity, we love to hear back from you. So we have an amazing guest that's going to be joining us. We have the one and only brother Bruneau. And Bruneau is the vice president of the Rising Men Alliance. And he's going to be sharing just what the Rising Men Alliance is, what it's about, why they exist, and the impact that they're having on community. I think that's a great initiative because it is time that we do more of a bridge between the East and the West, the English and the French. So I am really, really, really looking forward to that. So guys, I'm going to give you guys a quick word, and then we're going to take a pause for the cause. And you know what, Gina? The word that came to my spirit this week, funny enough, was forgiveness. Mm-hmm. And I remember you had brought it up one time in the past too, where we were talking about the difference between tolerating somebody and actually forgiving a person.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you think you forgave them, but out of sight, out of mind makes it easy until they come around in your space again, and all of a sudden you're just like, did you really forgive?
Mm-hmm. And, I'm not sure when we're going to do it, Gina, but I would like in the next couple of weeks for you and I to take some time in a segment where I would like to share my experience that I had working at the DESTA, Black Youth Network. Mm-hmm. And the reason for it is because I think I am at a point now in my life where I would genuinely like to not have a negative reaction inside me when I think about that experience. And I could say that I have forgiven the organization, right? For what has happened, for what I went through. But I could say it, but I am not.
You don't feel it.
I can't say I'm genuine about forgiving the individuals that are behind it. So, and I think it's important to make a difference. Like, it took me some time actually to get to a point where I could forgive the org, right? Where I could see the organization and understand that the org is a structure. The individuals behind the org were the ones that, you know, did like operated however they operated for whatever reason. So I did get to that point where I was able to forgive the organization, and I was even able to get the point to forgive like a good amount of people that were around the table, or that were involved in that circumstance. But I can't say I've forgiven everybody and every situation. But I tell you, Gina the Great, I genuinely would like to, because I feel that like how I share with other people, when what you go through, you grow through, right? And the experience that I had was negative to a point where I'm convinced that it was to help me evolve as an individual. It hurt like hell, and I'm bringing this up because in this past week, in conversation with yet another individual, they brought up the Desta scenario to me, but brought it up, and I didn't actually realize how much that had impact. I actually thought I was over it and it was done, and I was, whatever be the case, it happens and let's move on. But when they brought it up, I realized that it triggered something in me, and it threw off my day. And I really don't like that. And it made me say, you know what, Pharaoh, you have not forgiven. You're talking the talk, and you're not the only one out there. But you genuinely, if you're going to evolve from a situation, you have to be able to genuinely forgive. That doesn't mean to forget, right? And I think that the delicate dance is in between how do you make sure that you don't forget, so that you don't so it doesn't happen to you again, but how do you genuinely forgive so that you can grow and evolve and be able to love from that experience? I think I have the answer, but I'm going to leave that as a cliffhanger.
Get into it, and if not next week, the week after next.
You already know, guys. You already know. So with that, I want to just send you guys that love, that light. If there is anything heavy in your heart that you are having a hard time letting go or forgiving, and you can't wait till the next episode, do not hesitate to reach out. It'll be my pleasure to connect with you and to have that chat. But till then, just sit back and stay tuned as we now get ready to take a pause for the cause, and then we'll be back with Parlay with the People. Just take a quick pause for the cause, just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of hjcourtierauto.com. That's hjcourtierauto.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to that next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-de-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
Parlay with the people.
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 Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people, y'all.
All right, people. So we are back. And like I had mentioned at the top of the show, we are talking empowerment, but on a level where like it's time that as men, we take our position. As men, we have a responsibility to ourselves and to this community. And I am excited to introduce our brother Bruno from Rising Men's Alliance. This organization has done, well, I have been blessed. And I think you guys remember some time ago, I mentioned that I went out, I spoke, I was invited to participate in a panel, and it was a panel with my son. Guys, this was an event that we participated in that was hosted by these brothers. Please join me in welcoming our brother Bruno to the show. Please give a round of applause to you, my brother. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the encouragement that you give to men within the community. It's not easy, and as a man myself, we get more insults than we do praise. So I do want to thank you for just creating that space for us to be able to, for us to feel good about ourselves and for what we're doing and what we've contributed, my brother Bruno.
Yeah.
Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, and yourself. Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
My brother, it's a pleasure. Thank you for being a part of this community. And again, thank you for what you are doing. But now, everybody's going to be very interested in understanding more about your organization and how you're empowering the brothers within the community, or creating spaces to do that. But before we dive in, I like to just create an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to our listeners and to our community who might not know who you are.
Yes, well, my name is Bruno Dessin, born and raised in Montreal, the West Island, to be more accurate. 36 years old.
Shout out to the West.
No kids, not married yet. I'm a very simple guy, easygoing. I love to laugh. I love to talk. I love to write. I'm a big sports fan. I love people in general as well. I love to meet people, and the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing too is that love that I have for people as well. It's just in me, and also as a believer, when you're blessed with a talent or with a gift, it's to bless others. Yes, it's good
Mm.
for you, but it is to bless others, because the day that you're going to meet your savior, he's going to ask you, what have you
What
done
what
with
did
the
you
gifts that I've
do?
give you?
Exactly. I love that. I love that. And brother, and kudos to you, and kudos to you also being proud to talk your why, and to talk your belief as well. Because
Yes,
I feel that regardless to what your beliefs are or your values, the fact that you have them and you stand by them, it shows your character. And that's why I try to tell people, as you know, within the OFC community, we're here to, like, everybody's welcome to be a part of it, regardless
yes,
to whatever your religious background is, because we have values, and our values are like, hey, we're here to come together, to unite together, to share love with each other. As long as you
yes.
support that, we want you to be part of this community and feel comfortable within this community. So I'm glad to have you, and glad to have a fellow West Islander. I'm from the West Island too. Shout out to the 205 bus. Okay, sorry.
Oh, you know what? It's literally 5 minutes away from where I am. So,
Yo, that's what I'm saying. What do you mean? I grew up, like, you're right around the corner from me. I grew
yeah.
up at the corner of Goy and Hertel. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
G, what you talking about? Botanics right across the street. I used
yeah,
to, yo, go
yeah.
tobogganing down that hill all winter. That was my shit. Yeah, what you talking? Yo, I'm West Island true and true. Like,
Yeah,
yo, trust me, ask
yeah.
about me.
I went to school. I played my football in the West Island as well. So
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
it's
What team were you on? Did you play West Park, or did you play Alexander?
I actually played North Shore Lions and North Shore Mustangs.
Okay. Oh, all
So
right. So then
in
we're
the early
Widman now. Wait, are you
2000s.
younger than Widma?
Oh no, you know what? I'm younger than Widma, but he was actually one of the managers when I played for the Mustangs in 2004. And
Nice.
yeah, Widma, I've known him since my teenage years. Yeah.
Yo, shoot. Okay, yo. You see what I mean? Yo, we're all family. This is what the OFC does. Yo, we bring back we are brothers from a different mother. Yo, we've been banging for a very long time. So that's what it is. So that's very cool. So good. So now we've made this connection. So now I understand the why. You have a love for people, a passion for what you do. But let's talk about the what. So what is this organization? So the Rising Man Alliance, what was, like, why, what was the inspiration behind it? What is this organization all about?
Yeah, sure, definitely. To introduce myself, I am the vice president and VP of communications. The founder, president, and author is Will Betsis.
Mm.
And by the way, you shout out to him. I don't know if he's listening, but he just came out with his book in French, La Force de s'élever, and there will be a book signing event on December 13th as well. So
Nice.
come and show your support.
Mm.
Now the organization, what it is, it was founded in 2022. Me personally, I've been part of it since February of 2024. So it's been since I came in, I dove in head first and never looked back.
Amen to that.
The inspiration behind it was that the founder Will Batsis, he went through the different stage of his life that were more difficult, right? And as a man, unfortunately, we have resources, but they are not as visible as they should be, right?
Okay.
So when he saw that, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna create this safe space and platform for men where they can open up, be vulnerable, and have a community as well, right? Community, whether if it's through different activities, whether it's with the radio, through different projects. And our vision is, yes, for the greater part of Montreal, but global as well, right? Because when we talk about Rising Men Alliance, is we want to elevate a generation of men, and it's men of all genders, all colors, every nationality, right? No matter what your religion is. So that's why right now we're stronger maybe in the French community. But hey, the Anglophone community as well is in need as well, right? So,
I love
man,
that.
whether you're French, English, Spanish, your mental health is important. This is what keeps you going, right? Uh,
Mhm.
and me, what made me join is I've known Will Batsis for the past 18 years. And I was going through a moment of my life as well. Like I went through a divorce, I was depressed, and he helped me, um, how can I say that, explore my softer side, being vulnerable as a man, right?
Mhm.
And we saw that we had a connection, and that's when he introduced me in the organization.
Mhm.
So at first, it was just to be not a spokesperson, but just like an ambassador, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then he's like, no, you know what? I want you to have a bigger role because I know that you believe in my vision. So then he offered me the position of VP. So that's how we were working together. There's a big vision behind that as well. You know, different services that we'll offer, like uh, shelters for men's. Let's say if you're going through a hard time, you have nowhere to stay, you can spend a couple of days just to rest your mind a little bit. So
Mhm.
we really want to be a reference and create that safe space for men.
I love that, brother. Man, applause to that. Honestly, because it's like you said so many things just now in that last moment that was so refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Um, so one, even like you kind of passed over it, but you had mentioned the fact that it's open, regardless to your nationality, regardless to your religious background. And I think it's important to give not a focus, but to bring attention to that because now obviously I know you, I know Brother Will. I haven't met the other members of your board, but you guys are Black men. And
Mhm.
I feel that it's really important to be able to be proud to be Black men and
Yes.
still run initiatives that are here to help people, humanity, regardless to their race or nationality. Because it happens, and don't get me wrong, I know it's very important to create spaces exclusively for Black men because there's certain things that happen to Black men that is different than everybody else. So we do need to be mindful of that and to create those safe spaces. But we should never alienate anybody who needs help, anybody who's looking to cling together. And and like if they're looking for a space as men to be able to build, it's great to be able to have that space, to be able to come to you guys and be able to get that support. So that is huge.
Yes.
The other thing that you said that I think it's worth bringing attention to is creating a space for men to be vulnerable.
Yes.
We aren't taught that. We aren't encouraged to be that.
Hmm.
And it's so foreign to us that like it's like we just don't know what it means. And I remember like if it wasn't for the fact that like I'm married and that I wanted how do I explain this? I wanted my marriage to work. We were going through some rough times, like where communication was down, everything wasn't working, and I had to kind of dig within myself to try to find that vulnerability so that I could relate to my wife and communicate with her on a level,
Yes.
right? But I don't know if a lot of men, one, have the patience for it, have the bandwidth for it, even like, even want to go that route. They might want their marriage to work, but they might
Yeah.
not know about those elements, like in terms of communication, vulnerability. These aren't things that we're taught. And
Yes.
it's so necessary within our community to be able to be that for each other and to create that space because if we can help brothers to heal, it helps the household. It helps to build these units, these family
Yes.
units, these family structures, and there's a lot of healing needs to happen. Don't get me wrong, there's healing needs to happen on the women's side too. But
Hmm.
as brothers, like, yo, we're going through it, like we go through it and a lot
Yeah.
of times we go through it alone. A lot of times we go through it, we don't talk about it. We don't know how to react from it. We don't even know what's right, how to react. Sometimes we feel emotional. We don't feel we could cry. We feel we're angry, but we can't be too mad because then we get, labeled as that crazy black man, and the aggressor. So it's like,
Yes.
and a lot of times we have to kind of just suck it up and just be the victim in silence. But you can only do that for so long before you blow up, before you do something that, that you regret.
Mm.
So it's really awesome to be able to create that space. So what are some, if I could ask, like, what are some of the activities and some of the programs that you guys do within the organization?
Yes, well, the different we do like different activities, right? Like in the summertime, yes, there was the father and son event where we had fathers and sons having conversations, right? Being vulnerable, and it was really special because especially in our community, right? A lot of it comes from upbringing, where
Yep.
the male figure is that rough, tough, solid. But also there's that softer side that sometimes um, we need to expose, right? Because being vulnerable, often people will see it at that you're at risk, right?
So,
But in that case, being vulnerable is that you're choosing to be set free. Everything that you keep inside will just explode at some point, right? There's a difference between something coming out and something exploding. When
mm-hmm.
something's coming out, is that it's been filtered. There's a thought process.
Yes.
When it just exposed, it's, let's say, take example, a drain, right?
Mm-hmm.
A drain, if there's a lot of dirt, different things clogging it up, at some point it can't breathe. You're suffocating, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it will just explode. Well, it's the same thing with your emotions. If we don't normalize or verbalizing it, at some point what's going to happen is we're just going to blow up.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
when you're reactive and you don't have control of your emotions, there's a lot of damage that can be done. So that's what we're teaching men on how to be vulnerable with their wives, with their kids, with their coworkers, with everybody, right? We tell them, yes, you have to work hard. You're a provider, but you got to take care of yourself to be able to take care of others, right?
Exactly.
We do radio as well. So
Mhm.
every 2 weeks on Sundays at 3 p.m., we receive different guests. We talk about vulnerability. We talk about different challenges that we face as men,
Mhm.
but we also help women's, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal is, yes, we talk about men's, but the goal is to bring both men's and women's together. Okay, so that's
Oh.
the goal. So at first, we had a little bit of backlash sometimes because people were not too sure of the mission, but
Mm-hmm.
really it is to bring together men and women's and not to bring them once against each other, basically, right?
Yeah.
And
Wow. Well said.
also, yeah, so that's it. We do different activities as well, and in February as well, it's gonna be our first edition of Men's Recognition Night.
Mm.
So it was a crazy idea that Will Batsis, the president, had.
Mhm.
And basically, it is to honor men's that are making a difference, right? In different fields, it could be in real estate, it could be in media. There will be pastors, different people working for the government, uh, podcasters. Because what he realized and what I realized after that is that yes, there's a lot of different awards, right? But often it's the same people being mentioned.
Mm.
But us, what we want to do is those heroes working in the dark, we want to give them their flowers, basically, right? And whether if you win the award or not, just the fact that you're being nominated
That's
will
it.
encourage you, but it will also inspire others to want to make a difference.
Man, that's huge, huge, huge. Another round of applause, Mikey. Because honestly, no, because it's such an inspiring and motivating cause,
Yeah.
right? Like, and again, like even what you're saying in terms of wanting to empower, like that speaks not just you're not just empowering men. You also want to empower the women and support the women. Although the cause is very clear, but it's speaking so much to me because again, like what we want to see is an empowered community. An empowered
Yes.
community is men and women working together. Is us collaborating for raising our children and supporting our children in their growth, right? Like so.
Mm.
What you're doing is so vital, especially in these times, because there's a bit of a rift or a break between men and women these days. It's like we're finding there's a lot of just single people trying to meet each other, and everybody's single, but no one knows how to connect with each other anymore. No one knows how to find these kind of spaces. So what you're doing is great because one, you're helping the people to heal, but you also create opportunities for people to be able to connect as well. So
Yes.
I think that's really huge. So now. This event, it's the first of its kind, you're saying?
Yes, it's our first edition. Honestly, in Montreal, I'm not saying that there was never any of us, but me personally is the first time that I hear something like this for men's, and to be part of it is a blessing, right? And we're doing this not for us. Because it's not a matter of us having exposure. It's a cause that's bigger than us. It's not just for me, but it's about us. It's about you. It's about me. And what we want too is we want other movements like this, to grow, to take expansions, right?
Right.
Because yes, we're making a difference, but we're like a small portion. But we want other groups of men reuniting, making a difference. So if everybody does their part bit by bit,
that's it.
This is what will bring us together.
Well said. So then let me ask you, if you had to, as we're preparing to close down the interview, how can the community help? What would you like from us? How do we support? How do we engage? How do we get involved?
Yes, well, help us with the promotion as well. The tickets are on sale on our website at www.risingmenalliance.org, where you can vote for the nominees, where you can get your tickets, where you will see as well the board, the team that's working behind it. So you will see who's in charge of what, and we all have like our small bio as well. So you'll be able to put a face on the name as well. We're looking for sponsors as well for the event as well, definitely. Where people, yes, definitely, because what we're doing, you need funds, definitely, right?
Naturally, yeah.
But also for the different sponsors as well. Not only that it will give them more exposure as well, but at the same time, they'll be able to make a difference as well, right? Because every bit of help that we can get will make us give you guys more services as well. So definitely to encourage us, promote, talk about it, and that's how we're gonna make a difference.
Yo, my brother, I wanna do I want to call out our community. I want to, especially those within the Anglophone community, because when I was blessed to be able to participate in the event that you had, the father and son event, I wish there was so much more men and their sons. I know a lot of brothers that have sons and stuff, and it was like I look forward to you guys doing it again, and I look forward to the OFC being able to help them also promote and create that awareness. Because I really want it was such an uplifting event, and it was really just great to see the young men coming out and the call us the older men or whatever be the case, but it was a great bridge. So these are things that as a community, English or French, we should be making an effort to be able to come out to. The location and the date again for this upcoming event?
It's February the 8th, 2025. And it will be in Pointe-aux-Trembles, 5510 Pointe-aux-Trembles in Montreal. So there will be a cocktail at 6 p.m. So more details about the event, you can definitely follow us on LinkedIn, Rising Men Alliance, also on our Facebook page as well, Parlons Ensemble /Rising Men Alliance. and also on Instagram as well, at Rising Men Alliance also. So we're very easy, accessible to get. And also,
So go ahead. And
yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, is there a contact phone number?
Yes, well, by email, it's risingmenalliance@gmail.com.
The email is better than phone?
Yes, it will be easier, but we're very active with our emails and with social media as well. So the president Will Bettis and I we're here to serve you, to serve the community.
That's what's up. Now you're going to say something just now before I cut you?
Oh no, that's it. I was just saying that we're here to serve the community, and you will get a fast answer, right? Because we multitask, so we understand that with a cause like that's bigger than us, there's a sacrifice that needs to be made, right? In order to make a difference, sacrifices need to be made. So sometimes that free time that you would have to do something else, well, you will invest it in that because the reward in the investment is worth more than money.
Well said. What? Jeez, you're dropping all kind of gems today. Jeez. I wish I had a mic bomb. Okay, so look now. Like I like to close off these interviews by giving our guests an opportunity to leave our listeners with some words of empowerment or encouragement. Do you have any words you'd like to leave with our listeners?
Well, I want to tell to all men's, right? Regardless of your social status, regardless of the season you're going through, right? Because remember that a season is temporary. Okay, there will be a season where everything's good, sun's rising, but there will be other seasons where it's raining, it's dark. Yeah. Always remember that what's meant to be for you will always stay. Because once God's decided that he will bless you and there's a destiny over your life, regardless of the season, the goal will be the same, the result will be the same, but the path, maybe you will have to modify it from once in a while, but it won't take you away from the goal. And what I want to tell all men is just keep showing up. No matter how many times that you fall, just pick yourself up. Take this one day at a time, and every small step is a big step towards your destiny.
Yo, my brother, thank you again. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for being a part of this community. I'm really looking forward to the future.
Yes.
The growth of what you're doing. The OFC is proud to be able to support and encourage everything that you guys are doing and to make this initiative available to the community. So again, bon courage, congratulations, welcome to our community. Guys, this has been another Parlay with the People. Thank you all in terms of members of the community for always supporting and just for rocking with us. Now stay tuned as we take a pause for the cause, and we'll be back with Ungrind My Gears with Gina the Great.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Actually, it's time to ungrind those gears. Let's get into some interesting facts, tips, and a whole lot of fun with Gina the Great.
What the facts is going on? So, today's facts, I'm going to actually play a video. I'm not going to lie to you guys. As you heard earlier this morning, I'm not feeling my bestest. But before I even felt this way, I already had this video queued up because I also kind of put it into play a bit last week or the week before last in my knee healing journey, if you know, you know. But Farrah, I know you know spirit science very well.
Yeah.
And so they dropped a gem that I wanted to share with the people. So let's take a listen.
In 1981, an experiment was done with a group of 8 men in their 70s and 80s who went to a monastery 2 hours north of Boston. The men were taking part in a 5-day retreat where they were asked to pretend that they were young again, specifically 22 years younger than they were at the time. The retreat was organized by a team of researchers headed by Harvard psychologist Ellen Langer, PhD, who would take another group of 8 elderly men to the same place the following week. To those in the second group, they would reminisce about being 22 years younger, but would not be pretending that they were not their current age. When the first group of men arrived at the monastery, they found themselves surrounded by all sorts of environmental cues to help them recreate an earlier age. They flipped through old issues of Life and the Saturday Evening Post. They watched movies and television shows popular in 1959, and they listened to recordings of Perry Como and Nat King Cole on the radio. They talked about current events, such as Fidel Castro's rise to power in Cuba, Russian Premier Nikita Khrushchev's visit to the United States, and even the feats of baseball star Mickey Mantle and boxing great Floyd Patterson. All of these elements were cleverly designed to help the men imagine that they were really 22 years younger. After each 5-day retreat, the researchers took several measurements and compared them to those they'd taken before the start of the study. The bodies of the men from both groups were physiologically younger, structurally as well as functionally, although those in the first study group, who pretended they were younger, improved significantly more than the control group, who merely reminisced. The researchers discovered improvements in height, weight, and movement. The men grew taller as their posture straightened, and their joints became more flexible, and their fingers lengthened as their arthritis diminished. Their eyesight and hearing got better. Their grip strength improved, their memory sharpened, and they scored better on tests of mental cognition, with the first group improving their score by 63% compared to 4% for the control group. The men literally became younger in those 5 days, right in front of the researchers' eyes. Langer reported, "I was playing touch football, but still football, with these men, some of whom gave up their canes." The men were able to turn on the circuits in their brain that reminded them of who they had been 22 years ago, and then their body chemistry responded perfectly in sync with their minds. They didn't just feel younger, they physically became younger, as evidenced by measurement after measurement. The change wasn't just in their minds, it was in their bodies. The reason this is able to happen is that our genes are not as immutable as we might think. And a wealth of research now exists to show that our attitude does indeed affect our health, including how long we live and how youthful we look. For example, the Mayo Clinic published a study in 2002 that followed 447 people for more than 30 years, showing that optimists were healthier physically and mentally. The word optimism literally means the best, suggesting that those folks focused their attention on the best future scenario. Optimists had fewer problems with daily activities. As a result of their physical health or their emotional state, they experienced less pain, felt more energetic, and had an easier time with social activities. They felt happier, calmer, and more peaceful most of the time. This came right on the heels of another Mayo Clinic study that followed more than 800 people for 30 years, showing that optimists lived longer than pessimists. Attitude had more of an influence on longevity than blood pressure, cholesterol levels, smoking, body weight, or level of exercise. But wait, this gets even more interesting. In his book, The Biology of Belief, Dr. Bruce Lipton spends a good amount of time discussing telomeres, which are a component of our DNA that is directly related to our lifespan and longevity. Basically, the length of the telomere extension determines how many times DNA can be copied. When frequent cell divisions deplete telomere extensions, subsequent copies of the DNA produce dysfunctional proteins. So the cell structure and components of our cells become weaker over time. When we are young, our telomere extensions are long, and as we go throughout life, they get shorter and shorter until eventually they run out. Our cells get all dysfunctional and we eventually die. For a really long time, it was believed that telomere length only went in one direction, down and out. However, in recent decades, cell biologists have identified a special enzyme called telomerase.
So I'm gonna fade this out only because it is a very long video, and I they're getting very scientific on it, which I think is very important because we always talk about the spiritual side of things, and that may not be everyone's belief, right? And what we're seeing a lot of times is that we're saying a lot of the same things, we just have different names for it. Whereas some may see it as spiritual, some may see it as religion, but science itself is actually really showing and proving that your thoughts do matter. You don't have to grow old the way you grow old because you're told, well, you're old now, you're 60, you're old now, you're 80, you're old now, you're 40. And my thing too is that the reason why I kind of put this into play is that as I had spoken about my knees hurting after injuring it and then doing a hike that just shot them, and I kind of just thought like, okay, I'm gonna walk down these stairs like I used to when I was 20, and I was good for about halfway through, and then after I had a little pinch, and that was my doubt. You know, my doubt came in, and then I started feeling it again, and then the fear comes in because it's like, man, what if I take this step and my knee just gives out, and then it's a whole other situation.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but and every time I see myself having that little bit of fear, I will have the knee pain, and then I have to kind of just reset about it.
Wow.
But now I have to make a decision in my life, because what age do I want to go back to? Am I like, do I got to go back to like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball days? Are we going back to like watching Fresh Prince? You know, like what I have to decide what age I need to do, and then I'll just engulf myself in like 1996 or something like that for like a year.
Man, you're good. Me, I can't think back. I don't even know the years when I was living in any kind of optimal life. But I do have to say I do like the optimistic part. And because it's like, if you think about it, being pessimistic is really, you're not too sure what the outcome is going to be, but you're choosing negative. It's like, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to worry about it. I'm going to talk negatively about the potential. Like it's just like, it's not, it doesn't do you any good to be able to to focus in that direction. And it's like a muscle, like Brother Bruno, what's your thoughts on the topic?
You know what? The first time that came to my mind watching the video is two things. One, it is very important that you're mindful of what you feed your spirit. The reason is, right, we have three parts. We have the body, the mind, and the spirit, right? So if you feed your spirit with negativity, well, most likely what's going to happen is what will come out, because basically what's inside of your spirit is what will come out of your mouth.
Well said.
Right?
Yep.
So if you declare negativity on your life, on your health, well, it is most likely that the repercussions are going to be bad, right? In French, they say le pouvoir de la langue. Then that's the first thing that came to my mind. And also how you take care of your body as well. It will dictate that, because if you're healthy mentally, it will have an effect on everything as well. So age is just a number. It's a mindset, right? That's how you see like 50, 60, 70 years old still hitting the gym, but you'll see a 35-year-old like all crippled or, not in good shape or whatever. But it's all about a mindset, right? You're going to stay young if you choose to stay young.
Talk about it. Stopped aging a long time ago. Well said, my brother.
Always we need to understand that the life that we live is simply a reflection of the decisions that we've made in the past.
Yo, Gina, this was a good one.
So if you'd like to watch the full video, it's about 7 minutes. You can go on YouTube and search Spirit Science Reverse Aging with a Thought. Also, you can find Spirit Science on Gaia. So a lot of great stuff there. And like I said, I appreciate Spirit Science because yes, it has both sides. Like whatever they do say, they do back it up with science. And we're seeing a lot more scientists, whether it's in or just scientists generally really reinforcing and doing these tests and seeing how your thought process, how the synapses happen in your brain and the reactions to that. And like you can actually really see how cells regenerate when you have certain attitudes and whatnot. So, really, I don't remember who said it, but religion and science are telling the same story with different language. So, so that was my what the facts that I wanted to share today. Another shout out that I want to give out today is that last week, 524 Afro-American and Caribbean African diaspora received their Ghana citizenship.
Yeah, shout out that. I heard there was a couple of OFC members who were a part of that. So I saw the pictures and videos. It was really awesome.
Yep. So that was another wave because they did a wave during the pandemic. I think in the later years in the pandemic, maybe 2021, 2022. They did that first wave. And I remember when I first heard it, maybe it's just because of the outlet of receiving a lot of American news. I thought it was just I thought they were just doing it for African Americans, but in this particular instance, it did clarify Afro Americans and Caribbean of African diaspora who are eligible to get their citizenships. So shout out to you. I think that was a very important time to have some type of dual citizenship, because if and when you need to get out, no matter where you need to go, no matter where you are, it's always good to be able to get in somewhere else.
You want to have options, people. You want to have options.
Indeed. And I'm not trying to fearmonger either, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, and me as a person who I'm a traveler of the world, that's just it. I like to have options.
Are you a dual citizen?
Nope.
Mm.
I have options to where I can be dual citizen. I don't want to exercise one. I have no interest in exercising one, and the other one's a little complicated. Just because.
So you don't want to go live in Haiti? Why not? You don't want to be, what happened?
I can't get citizenship in Haiti.
Oh.
My mom was born in New York.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom, so the last 4 were born in New York, and the first 2 were born in Haiti.
Okay, so you could go get a green card if you want. You want to go to the United States, become American? You can do that?
No.
Hook up with G, bro.
No, miss.
Come to.
So you want me to go towards the problems?
Yo, I'm just saying, you're trying to make it seem like it's so crazy. It's not that bad. Okay.
You go.
All right. I digress.
So if I say Oscar Foxtrot Charlie, what am I saying?
You're giving the alphabet in the way that pilots do it.
The NATO phonetic alphabet. Yep. But then what did I just spell out?
You said what? Alpha what?
I did not say alpha. I said Oscar Foxtrot Charlie.
Oscar Foxtrot Charlie. OFC.
Yeah, I thought you would have caught that off the bat.
Sorry, I haven't slept yet.
You know what? And we are 2 peas in a pod, because we're okay. It's the struggle show today.
Yo, the struggle show, my friend. The struggle.
You know what? You guys creative. You guys are amazing. So.
Yeah.
I want to see how far you can go in the NATO phonetics alphabet. Do you want to try it out? You already started at Alpha.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, G is something like,
if I say Tiger Woods,
Golf, Hotel India, Juliet, Lima.
Nope, you forgot K. Lima was right.
Kilo, Lima. Wait, Kilo? K like Kilo,
Kilo,
L
Lima.
like Lima, L M N.
You're not gonna even say what M is?
Well, M for mother.
It's not mother, actually.
No, it's not mom.
Oh boy, okay. Yeah.
You think so, right? No, it's getting gray now. Hold on. Kilo.
If I say Jackson,
Michael.
it's Mike.
Mike. Hey.
Yeah.
No,
really?
yeah, when I was going downhill, the rest it's like I got it's like November or like Oscar, Papa.
Yep, they have Papa, but they ain't got Mama, huh?
I know, right? P. Now I like P.
Q.
I was gonna say Quebec. It's not.
It is Quebec.
It is Quebec. Yeah, it was something weird. Yeah.
Hey, I would have felt that exam miserably.
R was Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform.
Whoa.
V is
Victor.
Yeah, V as in Victor. I feel like that's like everybody knows the V.
No hesitation.
I know, right? And then whiskey, violin.
Nope.
No?
No, violin would have been Victor. That would have been V.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
X.
X-ray,
Yep.
and then I say Yankee
Yep.
and Zulu.
Zulu. I have to say, I am impressed. Round of applause, because I promise you, I could not have. When I saw it, I was like, Quebec uniform. What?
Yeah, no, but you know what's crazy about the mind? I know that because in one of my jobs coming up as a youth, I worked for a call center and we had to book flights and we just knew we literally had to learn that. Like it couldn't be just you're saying any letter. They wanted to know that you knew the proper alphabet.
So not like L as in LaQuisha.
That would have been my type of thing to say.
A as in Aaron.
Right. Yeah, I know. So that's it. So it's crazy to say that. And it's like it triggers something in my brain. But anyways, you know what they say about gene memory.
Look at that. I just did some spirit science on you. I just brought you back.
I know you really did.
Aged.
Yo, I actually off topic, but on topic. I was with Blaster last week. And he played one of the theme songs that we used to play during the school tour that we did when we were younger. And I kid you not, he played it. You know what we used to do? When we were giving children prizes, we'd play The Price is Right. Dun, 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 dun. So we're at an event and he plays it to have people come down to pick up their prizes, and it triggered me right away. Like I turn, I look at him and he's waiting for me to react. He's like, it's crazy, right? It brought us right back. I was like, yo. Anyway, so yeah. So shout out to the mind, because that's just what it does.
I'd laugh a little louder, but I know I would start coughing. So but I like that story. That was a good story.
Thank you.
Okay, let's jump into it. It's trivia time.
Trivia time. All right, bro. So we're rolling you into our trivia. All right.
Okay.
Gina, you gonna explain the rules?
First one to answer. Today is the first one to answer rule. This is not a multiple choice.
Okay. First one to answer. Right after the question, Bruno. There's no buzzer or anything. As you know the answer, just spit it out.
Sounds good.
All right, cool.
Yes. All right, I have 10 questions for you, and we'll start with number 1. What is a group of pugs called?
Huggers? Huggers? With the ERS at the end.
Huggers? That would be good.
Pugs.
Mm-hmm. The dogs. Honestly, probably a hard one. I think I
know you're right out the gate with a hard question. Jeez.
I know it's towards the end of the day, but my brain, it can't process that one.
So it rhymes with crumble.
A rumble?
No.
Wait, that's the same question?
Yeah. I'm trying to help y'all out.
That was a hint. We get hints sometimes.
Not poodles, no.
Whole other dog. I'll give it to you guys. It's a grumble. So
a grumble?
Dogs are called a grumble.
I'm not surprised because they look like they're grumbling. If you look at their face, they look like
when they breathe.
You know,
yeah, when they breathe. I feel like it just, if you have a bunch of them, if you have a group, it just sounds like a lot of grumbling.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Absolutely. All right. Question number 2. Do identical twins have identical fingerprints?
No.
Pharaoh says no.
I will say no.
The answer is no. The point goes to Pharaoh. He said it first, but it is no. While their DNA is identical, their fingerprints are not.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
And fun fact, if 2 identical twins marry 2 other identical twins and have children, the children are biologically siblings. And that.
What?
Yeah. Despite them being cousins, they're biologically siblings.
What?
Really?
Yep.
I don't get it. So, all right, I'm a twin. I have a twin brother. I'm dating a girl who has a twin
sister. Yep. So both of them match up to each of them match up together. If they both have children, they're biologically if they both have identical twins, they're biologically siblings.
Wait, no, hold on. Wait, I want to make sure I understand it. So So couple one and couple two.
Actually, they don't have to have twins. From when they have children, they're,
Right.
they're
But I
biological.
just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. So you're saying if couple one, so one set of twins, and couple two that happen to be both all brothers and sisters, they each
Yeah.
have children. So not incest in any kind of weird
No,
way.
no, no,
They
no,
have
no.
children. But
No.
now, because they each had children, their children become siblings?
Not that they become siblings. They're cousins, but biologically, they're siblings.
Oh, I get it. Okay,
The
biologically.
proximity of their DNA would show them as
Yeah.
siblings.
Oh, thanks. Okay, thanks. It was that key part that I didn't catch.
It's crazy because I have a twin sister, so I should have known that.
Oh.
Yes, but you have a twin sister though. But as a twin sister, you guys are fraternal, so you don't share the same DNA.
Okay.
Okay, we're learning new stuff today. Podcast
That's what
radio.
trivia is for. And even to that, I learned probably later on in my years. I want to say maybe either late teens, excuse me, late teens or early 20s. I think it might have been late teens, actually. No, it was late teens. It was late teens because my dad's girlfriend's brothers were twins, but they weren't identical twins. But I just assumed once you were a twin, you shared everything. And I was just like, no. Identical twins share the same sac, so they have the same DNA. But fraternal twins have their own separate sacs, which is why they have separate DNA.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you share the same sac, you're usually of the same sex as well. So obviously, because you have the same DNA. All right. Question number 3. What is the smallest country in the world?
Venice.
Smallest
Venice.
country?
Vatican.
The Vatican City. Yep. Vatican
wow.
City. So this next
You're good.
question.
Yeah, I just knew that because I remember looking into wanting to create a country using the Vatican as an example. So that's what I remember. I was like, yo, can I create another Vatican? Anyways, sorry.
So question number 4, the person who gives me the closest answer in pounds will get the point. So how much does the heart of a blue whale weigh?
50 pounds?
So 50 pounds for Bruno.
I'm gonna go ahead. Wait, is it the closest without going over, like Price is Right?
No, it's not Price is Right, just the closest.
Okay, all right. So then I'm gonna go with 100 pounds then.
100 pounds. So we all know that the blue whale is the largest mammal in the world, and their heart is 400 pounds.
Woo!
Good Lord. I was not even close.
400 pounds. I mean, technically, you both weren't.
I know.
There was a little closer.
I won.
All right. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Question number 5. What is the real name of the hashtag symbol?
Pound.
Pound?
It is not a pound.
We're both like, quack.
And it's not hashtag either. The real name.
The real name.
Okay, it's definitely not star. No.
It's not star.
Obviously, it's tic-tac-toe board.
Not obviously it's tic-tac-toe board.
No, that's
How
not
many
true.
points does a pound have?
No. 6
It has 6.
points.
Yeah, how many points does a hashtag have?
8?
It has 8. Yep. I'll give you half a point for that.
What? That's the answer? 8?
Nope. The answer is Octothorpe.
Oh my god.
Next time you want to say hashtag murmur, say Octothorpe. Murmur.
That's hilarious.
Thorpe. If you want to live your higher life, your Grey Poupon life, go out there and say Octothorpe.
Octothorpe.
Oh, wow.
Number 6. In what European country is it illegal to own just one guinea pig?
European country, eh?
Yes. And if you don't get the actual country, the closest country gets the point.
Poland?
Poland. So Bruno says Poland. What do you say?
I'm gonna go ahead and say you said guinea pig, right?
Mm-hmm.
Must have been Spain.
Spain. So no, it's Switzerland.
Ah.
And I do believe Spain is cool. Oh, wait, you guys gave me two countries that are pretty close. Do you know why it's
Because
illegal?
we technically knew the answer. We were just trying to figure out
Nonsense.
which one is closer.
So do we each get half a point for that?
I'm gonna check. Let me see. So Spain's here, Switzerland's here. No, Poland's closer than Spain.
All right, you get it. You get it. You get it.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh God. So it's illegal to have just one guinea pig because it's considered animal abuse to own a single guinea pig because they are very social creatures. So you must own at least two or more.
Wow.
Number 7, again with an animal. What animal has? Of course, come on, Cough. Just let me get through trivia. Jesus. What animal has striped skin in addition to having striped fur?
Ooh.
Tigers.
You say tigers?
You say striped skin?
Striped skin and having striped fur.
Yeah, it goes deep.
Lion? I'm not sure.
No, but it is a tiger.
Yeah.
It is a tiger. So when you shave a tiger, it still has the lines versus if you shave other animals.
Oh, yeah, true.
They don't have the same pattern as their fur. Number 8, how long can this? So this again, closest minute wins. How long can a sloth hold their breath?
45 seconds.
So I said closest minute wins. So I will let you resubmit another answer.
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and same thing, closest without going over, or it doesn't matter. I just wanted to
Sir, why would I change the
No, I
rules?
just need to know. Okay, all right.
It's never Price is Right rules.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. A sloth can hold its breath for 40 minutes.
What?
Yes. It's one of the slowest animals in the world.
Yeah, but 40 minutes and you're still alive?
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
Consider at its speed, their heartbeat is probably super slow.
That's true.
Well, also, that's how alligators hibernate, right? So they slow down their heartbeat super slow, and then they just kind of go down the swamp and just kind of stay there and hibernate for the winter. So some of these animals got skills.
But
Damn.
40 minutes, though.
That's what
40
I'm
minutes.
saying. Anyways, I get the point. That's the most important part. Go ahead.
Question number 9. Which flavor corresponds to the different colors of Fruit Loops?
Which what?
Which flavor corresponds to the different colors of Fruit Loops?
Grape, cherry, orange, lemon. Lime? Is there green in there too?
Apple? Wait.
Apple. What color would that be?
Apple would be green.
Red. Red or green?
Apple would be red.
You see, I would have said red is like a cherry or something. I would have said green is like lime or lemon.
Banana for yellow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was a trick question because Fruit Loops are all the same flavor regardless of the color.
You see what I mean?
It's not even hard on top of that.
I know. I was like going through all of them.
Man, we've been like kiwi, cantaloupe,
Raspberry. I said raspberry, right? And blueberry.
And last question. How many bones do sharks have?
No, one. You ever have a bacon shark? The bacon shark sandwich, there's only one bone in that, right in the middle. Take that bone out, you're good.
So you're saying one?
I'm saying one long bone in the middle.
I'll say 200. I'll take
200. So if you have a bacon shark and it has one bone in the middle, you ain't eating shark because sharks don't have any bones.
What?
Really?
Yep.
Hold on, wait.
Sharks have no bones. And it's funny because my dad used to freeze shark, and I remember when I used to see it, I was just like, why doesn't this yeah, I had
No,
no.
you know what? You're absolutely right.
How does it taste?
Bacon shark tastes delicious, actually. Funny enough.
For real?
Yeah. Next time you and I get a chance, we're heading to Trinidad, and you will have a bacon shark, my friend, and it will change your life. It was amazing.
I need to start exploring more, man.
Yo, say that.
Wait, you can't get a bacon shark anywhere in Canada?
Not
I mean,
really.
I'm not looking for it because
I would not recommend it unless you want to taste grossness.
I mean, I don't know.
You need to taste that straight from the ocean, my friend. Straight from the ocean.
Well, right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I grind, you grind, and sometimes we need to ungrind together. Let's ungrind my gears with Gina the Great. We'd like to thank our special guests. This episode is possible thanks to the awesome people at CKUT, the OFC, Drew and the Stew, and the Caribbean Curry House. Do you have any shout-outs?
Brother Bruno, the floor is yours. You want to give some final shout-outs to our listeners or any last reminders?
Yes, definitely. Thanks to you. Thanks to Gina for having me. So reminder, December 13, Will Baptiste will have his book signing event, La Force de se lever. So his book is available on Amazon. So I will definitely send you the pamphlet for the event so people can subscribe online. We'll be able to contact us. February the 8th, we will have our Men of Impact recognition night, which is like a small gala award to recognize the heroes making a difference as well. And also we're looking for partnerships for sponsorship as well for the event. So anybody that want to support us at any kind, simply reach out to us, and you can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Rising Men Alliance. And a huge shout out to One Full Circle for the amazing work that they're doing in the community.
Awesome. I have a non-sponsored shout out to Eska for being my partner in spring water while I've been coughing for the last 24 hours.
Oh, gosh.
No, because honestly, like, there's a difference. It tastes delicious. It's amazing, and I feel the minerals working. So
they should sponsor us. I do drink a lot of Esco myself. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't like people who say water doesn't have a taste. You drinking the wrong water, A,
Trust
and
me.
B, or your taste buds are shot. But like, they're not all built the same. Esco's delicious. Shout out, it's from Quebec. I'm all here for it. All right,
I'm with you on that one because Nestle water and Esco water.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was visceral. That was a visceral reaction.
Yeah, it's very ew. It's very, very ew.
If you like the taste of plastic, that's your brand right there. Go ahead. Where's your fault? But if you like the taste of crisp deliciousness, then Esco's your joint. Labrador can slap too. I'm not gonna hold you. Labrador can slap.
So I could do my shout outs now, Gina, or no? You want to?
Wow, I promise you I had one shout out.
Okay, no, go ahead. I just wasn't sure if you had anything else. Go ahead.
Well, hold on, let me think about it.
No, I'm in no rush.
No problem. I want to also shout out this grounding mat because I haven't been outside today, and at least I'm grounding through
the mat.
The mat. Yep.
Amen.
So I'm just trying everything. I'm just trying to just heal. That's it. Like, and don't get me wrong, this hasn't come out as a full-fledged cold because I'm doing what I need to do. So I feel like I skipped some steps. I'm just in that step that's the most annoying, which is the cough. So just shout out to the natural healing, along with the Tylenol. I'm not gonna hold you. I did take Tylenol. I don't care. I'm proud of this. All right, I did take drugs. Okay. Right. Now I'm done.
Okay, so shout out to the OFC community who participated in our event last week. It was awesome. I have to give a shout out to my boy Grizz. His birthday passed on the 24th. A big shout out to Grizz. And a big shout out to my younger brother M City Solo. His birthday was on the 25th. So shout out M City Solo. Big up yourselves. And you already know. Shout out to our brother Olush. Him and his wife celebrated 20 years of marriage within the OFC community. That is huge. And also I have to send condolences to our sister Yandy Brother Eve and other brother Preston. Their mother has passed away in Ontario last week. So we want to send love to their family, love and strength and positivity. As you know, she has transcended. Her spirit is continuing. Her physical body might have ended, but her spirit is living on. So we're grateful for her and the time that she spent with us here on the planet. And I think that's it for shout outs for me. I just got to remind the community, of course, of our initiative, First 1,000. Guys, we're doing great. We're, I think at this point, over 100 people now who are on board with us, who are contributing at least $20 a month to be able to make this whole OFC community thrive. And one of the initiatives we're looking at right now is our recreating a Quebec Black Wall Street, which is pretty exciting stuff. So stay tuned, guys, as we're continuing to do work for you all. And thank you guys for continuing to support us as we continue to work with you. Stay blessed and see you all next week.
Kings and Queens, this was the OFC Podcast Radio with Pharaoh Hammond Freeman, Queen Kaya, and myself, Gina the Great. We're on every Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Stay blessed and highly favored.
OFC Podcast Radio.